Python syntax are like the rules for writing a recipe. They tell you how to write code in Python, so the computer can understand and do what you want. It's like using the right ingredients and steps in cooking to make a delicious dish. If you follow these rules, your Python code will work without errors, just like a good recipe makes a tasty meal. So it's important to follow Python's recipe for writing code. Here is the Python syntax example printer hello world. Here, the above line prints the string encoding between double quotes. Output, hello world. Variables act as containers used to store and manage data, making it accessible and manipulable within your code. Variable declaration. In Python, you declare a variable by simply assigning a value to it using the equal sign here. Variables can have any name that follows certain rules. It must start with a letter lowercase from a 2z, uppercase from a 2z, or an underscore. It can contain letters, numbers, and underscores. Variable names are case sensitive, meaning my var and my vars are treated as different variables. Example, x5ux contains the value 5 comments. In Python, we use hash symbol ever comments. Comments are used for writing the explanation of the code. In order to remember what we are doing at a particular line in the code, data types in Python. Data types are like categories that tell you what kind of information you can store in a variable. Python is flexible, so it figures out the category on its own based on what you put in the variable. There are different categories like numbers, words, and more, and knowing them helps you work with data effectively in your programs. It's important because it ensures your code behaves the way you want it to. Like numeric data types. Integer represents whole numbers, positive or negative, with no decimal point. Example, 5 minus 10, 0. Floating point represents real numbers with a decimal point. Example, 3.14 minus 0.5, 2.0. Complex represents complex numbers in the form of plus bj, where a and b are floats, and j is the imaginary unit. Example, 3 plus 2, j string data type represents sequences of characters enclosed in single, double, or triple quotes. Example. Hello, Python 12345 supports various string manipulation functions and methods. Boolean data type represents the binary values true and false, used in conditional statements and expressions. Example, true, false. 4. Sequence data types. List, ordered, and mutable sequences of elements enclosed in square brackets. Lists can contain elements of different data types. Example, 1, 2, 3, 4. Mutable means that can be changed or modified after it is created. Tuple. Ordered and immutable sequences of elements enclosed in parentheses. Tuples are like lists, but cannot be modified after creation. Example, onions, 2, 3, 4. Immutable means opposite of mutable. 5 mapping data type Pictionary. Unordered collection of key value pairs enclosed in curly braces. Each key is unique and associated with a value. Example, name Alice, age 30. Sec data types, set, unordered collection of unique elements enclosed in curly braces. Sets do not allow duplicate values. Example, 1, 2, 3, frozen set. Similar to sets but immutable. 7. None type, the special value none represents the absence of a value or a null value. It is often used to initialize variables before giving them a real value or to represent the lack of a return value in functions. 8. Custom data types. Python allows you to create your own data types using classes and objects. This is a fundamental concept in object-oriented programming.